I mean, branches do not break unless the Sasquatches walk past, so that is a definitive indicator of Sasquatch in this region. In this sub-alpine environment, setting some trail camps, and we've found some relatively interesting tracks, and this one here in particular is probably the most interesting. Straight away with this track we know it's not an alien big cat because you've got the claw marks. It's an animal that can't retract its claws, so straight away that's going to rule out a felid. We won't let the fact that we're in this beautiful subalpine environment away from people cloud our judgment, because ultimately this is a pub and this track does look like a dog. But it's not quite as clear cut and triangular as what you would expect. It's more splayed out. The size of the track does indicate that it's a relatively big animal, and as it settled its weight it may have displaced the mud, causing it to spread out, or its feet sort of pushed out, absorbing some of the impact. But it isn't quite this sort of clear-cut triangle that you normally expect with a dog. So both the thylacine and dogs are plantigrades. They walk on their plantar pad, but they've both got 5 on the front, a pentadactyl limb. But it's interesting, like a dog's up here is sort of a residual 5th, like a dew claw, and often that's removed in domestic animals. The thylacine, it does have 5 on the front, and you can get an impression of 5, but on some of the specimens that they've shown, you do only see 4. So just because you can see an imprint of 4 doesn't necessarily rule out thylacine. Continuing on up this trail, just looking for a few more tracks. I know from previous experience that there's a little bit of a natural beach down here. Sort of might go and look to see if there's any tracks in that. I've found a real obvious crypto sign here. This branch has obviously been snapped by a Sasquatch. Obviously, I mean, branches do not break unless the Sasquatches walk past, so that is a definitive indicator of Sasquatch in this region.
You might think that's BS, but I actually walked past here a week ago, so I think he's absolutely right.
Phil, just come here for a sec.
What you got?
This is interesting. It's good indication of marsupial carnivore predators. There's a rehydrated devil scat. It's got your characteristic bits of bone, fur. That's a good sign. At least we do have natural carnivores here. It's interesting.
So could it be an outcasting?
I don't suspect so, Bill. Like, it's not out of the question, but have a look at what I found over here.
Oh, okay.
Just being careful we don't tread on them. These are pretty cool. You've got some sort of fairly wide, quite large prints here, and straight away they strike me as being marsupial, and the reason that I'm fairly confident that that is a devil scat because of this pad here. I'd say you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 digits and then an oval shape print there. To me that screams the back of a devil. And this one here, despite the fact that it's not as obvious, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the front limb of a devil. It's got a slightly more triangular pad. It's sort of lumpy in the middle, extended on each side. There's its plantar pad. And we know through sort of previous experience that a back and a front immediately together, classic devil gait. And the gait of a devil is quite unusual. It's sort of skipping there at the front and sort of hopping there at the back. So that one and that one are on the ground at the same time. I think that's what's represented there. There's the other front. There's the other print. That's quite a big animal. There's the distance from there to there of that devil. That's a fairly big animal. This, in my opinion, would have to be an adult male. And I'm thinking that that scat that we saw before, he's eaten, defecated, moved off down that path.